you can't leave Fox News on the issue of Ferguson without them bringing in an African American to tell all other African Americans that they're guilty. It's a go-to move for the right wing, especially on Fox News. So they found this guy, Kevin Jackson, who's the executive director of an organization called Black Sphere. All right, well, let's hear him out. Let's see if he's got a good point to make.
Al Sharpton shows up yesterday. Many say, look, he's just using his political opportunity to roll into a city like this. What do you say?
Oh, there's no question. What's funny is the people protesting were here to begin with, and Sharpton didn't bring out any new protesters. And he said all the right things because he wants to appear to be the true black leader, that he falsely represents. But the fact of the matter is he, Barack Obama, and Eric Holder really should have been talking about the bigger issue, which is, I think, law enforcement and how this all occurred and the type of decay, the moral decay that's occurring in neighborhoods like this.
Okay, so you might have said, hey, okay, Sharpton coming in, getting some attention. All right, that's not. And he said the real problem is law enforcement. I was like, oh, okay, not bad. And then he said, well, what I mean is the moral decay of black people. Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah. So first of all, on the whole Sharpton coming in stuff, right? I don't know what his motivations are, and I don't care. But I think Sharpton should come in. I think everybody should come in. I think that protest should be 10 times larger. It shouldn't be just the people of Ferguson. I think people from nearby areas, and even if they're not from nearby areas, should come and protest. It's an American protest. It's all of us protesting, saying, will you, for the love of God, treat these people fairly? It's not a protest about the moral decay of black people. What it is, if you got a guy like this and you found the one guy in Missouri who's black and is willing to give you Sean Hannity and Fox News' talking points. So, okay, here's more of this crap.
So you think the big picture is not so much the incident which needs to be examined, it is what's going wrong in the inner city. From a member of somebody, right, who lives right in that area. He says, police here are angry and people here are angry and frustrated. There needs to be justice. If you find a single person in the community who trusts the police, that is like finding a four-leaf clover. What do you do in a community where the feeling is like that?
Well, that's absolute nonsense. People do trust the police. There are many, many more instances of the police doing great things in not only the black community, but across the nation. And you get an incident like this where we don't even know all the facts, and everybody's automatically jumping to the conclusion that the police have done something wrong. I don't know whether that's the case or not. What I can tell you is I would ask the folks in black neighborhoods, would you rather the cops not be here, or would you rather they be here to protect you?
Everybody trusts the police. That's why they're all out protesting the police. I mean, come on, man. Look, you can say, hey, he has a different opinion. Okay, he happens to be conservative. Well, he's whatever, right? No, but you can't say that the local community trusts the police. That's a lie. They obviously don't trust the police. That's why they don't believe the version of the events that the police say, which, by the way, is not that helpful to the police anyway. They're like, oh, there was kind of a scuffle, and then we shot the guy from 35 feet away. And all other witnesses say his hands were up, right? And so, and people are angry. That's why they're in the streets. And this guy says, no, everybody loves the police here. Sure, yeah, no, I know. Cops are always right. White people are always right. It's always the moral decay of black people that's the problem. Have I done my job right? Who's going to pay me today? Who? All right, more from this guy.
And you also say the role models, you said it's too bad it's not Clarence Thomas and it's too bad it is Snoop Dogg.
Right. Well, my point there is that we've gotten to a point in the black community where we're idolizing the wrong people. And, you know, here again, here's a neighborhood that says, kill the police. And when at the very, you know, we're the black neighborhoods, and I happen to live in a black neighborhood here in St. Louis, we're the ones who need the police protection. So we're doing things opposite because, quite frankly, I think liberalism has sort of led us to this opposite way of thinking. And you should be exalting people like Clarence Thomas and many others that are out there fighting the good fight.
Yeah, this guy's really connected to the black community because every African American I know is like, God, Clarence Thomas does not get his due. They're just such big fans of Clarence Thomas. He nailed it, man. This finger on the pulse, this guy, okay? And then he said, the community is out here saying, kill the police. How many times is that now that he's blamed the community that he's theoretically from, right? I don't know where Black Sphere, that he's the executive director, gets their money from. I don't know what his motivation is. I don't care, okay? But I know why he was brought on Fox News and asked those leading questions. So he could blame the community, et cetera. Kill the police. Well, no. The whole issue started because the police killed them. That's how the issue started. And this guy comes out here, it's the community's fault for chanting that, and it's their moral decay that's the problem. Have I done a good job? Have I done a good job? You know what? Just throw in one more agreement with Elizabeth Hasselbeck, and you'll have nailed it. Go ahead.
Kevin, do you think it matters in terms of the police force staff being reflective of the community there? You know, have a community where 2/3 of it is black right now, as the numbers show, but only 3, I believe, officers are black, as recently reported.
Well, it's a great point, Elizabeth. I think there's 53 cops on the force here, and 3 of them happen to be black. And if you were to use that logic, you think that there'd be no black people in Ferguson if there's a bad, if that type of a ratio. So the fact of the matter is that, look, if the police are here to protect you and they're doing a good job, who cares what color they are?
Yeah, but they're not doing a good job. That's why they're protesting against them. See, killing an unarmed black kid would not be called a good job, right? And it's certainly not being called a good job now. Oh, but Elizabeth, that's a great point. God, you're so right. Every one of you on Fox News is so right. How are you guys so right all the time? Have I mentioned how wrong black people are? Yes, you did. Thank you for that important report from on the ground in St. Louis.